Hey guys, it's me again. I'm doing another video basically on putting baffle wrap on the exhaust pipes or exhaust wrap. I'm not really doing it for performance reasons. I'm just doing it because the Nightster has that old school look and I think it would add to it. So as you can see, I got the short shots. I got them with the black heat shields. I already took those off. I washed the bike because I wanted my exhaust pipes to be nice and clean before I put the wrap on it, and I figured it'd be easiest to clean those exhaust pipes while they're on the bike. So I'm going to tell you what I got and what I need to get it done. First, I got some cardboard here just to put the pipes on while they're off the bike, so I don't have to worry about them getting scratched up. Then I got some of these locking ties. They're like zip ties but metal. And they're about 12 bucks for 8 of them, and this is what I'm going to use to secure the baffle wrap or the exhaust wrap. Some heavy duty 2 1/4 inch hose clamps to help the locking ties on the ends, just for more security. I may or may not need these. Actually, Vansenheim sells some cool ones with the V&H logo on one of the sides. Alright, I got 2 of the exhaust manifold gaskets. These are 2 for $7.50 a piece, I think, so about 14-15 bucks. And basically, every time you take your exhaust pipes off to do something, they recommend that you get a new pair of these. And if you do it, you'll see yours are pretty crappy, probably. I don't know how it happens; they just sit in there. But the high heat and the vibration and the compression, all that, whatever. I'm just bullshitting you now. I don't know why, but get a new pair. They'll look nicer. It'll keep your engine sealed up nice. I got a bottle of synthetic. What is this stuff? Synthetic Patience. That's what it is. And you can get those for about $2 at any gas station or otherwise. Basically, to give me the patience I need to continue working on this project. Some high temperature silicone coating. This was $10 at Advanced Auto Parts. Protects up to 1500 degrees. This is going to be sprayed onto the wraps after they're in place, and it's going to seal them from road grime, rain, all that crap that can keep them looking nasty. I got black just because my exhaust wrap is black. And then I got the exhaust wrap, 15 feet per exhaust pipe. There are 2 pipes, and you probably won't need that much, but it's easier to cut some off than not have enough. So I got a couple of those, super high temperature also, made by DEI, the same people that make the sealer. This was like 13 bucks a piece. I got everything on Amazon except the sealer, which I got, like I said, at Advanced Auto Parts. And this thermal wrap I think is also good to 12 or 1500 degrees. Alright, so the first thing I did was, like I said, I took the heat shields off. That's really easy. There's hose clamps. You just loosen them up, pull the heat shields off. That's for the short shots. I don't know what kind of exhaust setup you got, but it shouldn't be that much more difficult now. And I always try and explain myself the best I can, just in case there's someone out there that's a do-it-yourselfer that may not be as experienced as I am, although I consider myself an amateur. I'm not that experienced. The first thing you're going to want to do is, there are oxygen sensors on the back of your exhaust pipes. You're going to unplug those. Alright, pretty easy to do, it just snaps right off. Except it's hard to do with one hand, but I'll try. Alright, I'm going to do that when I hang up, but there's one here, and then on the front one, you got one right here. See, coming out of the exhaust pipe. Just follow the line down to where it snaps off. Pull that out. Once those are unplugged, you can get your wrenches or your spanners or whatever the hell you're going to use, and you just take the 2 bolts off, and your exhaust pipe should come right off. Now once the exhaust pipe is off, I'm going to cut out for a little bit, but I'll show you before I start. I'm going to moisten or practically wet the wrap, and that way it's going to become more pliable and stick on the pipe better. But when the pipe is off, I'm going to wet that up. I'm going to roll one end of it under the tire of my F-150 back there, and that's going to hold it in place while I basically wrap it from where the exhaust meets the motor, and then go down, overlapping 1/4 of an inch. Every so often putting a clamp on to hold it in place as tight as I can just to keep it nice and neat. And then when I get to the desired location, I'm going to put another clamp on, maybe a hose clamp if those other ones aren't heavy duty enough, and just tie it off at the end there. Something else you're going to want to keep in mind is take the nuts off the top part before you take them off the bracket here. It'll be a lot easier that way. When you're fiddling up in this part, it's going to be a bitch if you have those exhaust pipes just hanging there. So once you take those off, it'll be pretty easy to get them off the bracket here. And all brackets are pretty similar on the Nightster. They're going to be right here by the passenger pegs if you have those. And it's just a couple bolts back there that you unscrew. So let me get these pipes off and I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, so as you can see, I got the pipes off. I shoved a Reynolds plastic bag in the exhaust port holes just to keep any mosquitoes or bugs or anything from crawling in there. And here are my exhaust pipes. Left the O2 sensors on. They're cleaned up. And I just want to take a second to show you why it's recommended that you buy new, the hell are these things called? Exhaust port, the hell are they called? Gaskets. So here's a new one. Nice, and it's like a mesh. It's like a metal mesh, like super duper compressed together. And then here are my old ones. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty tore up. So, and then look at this one. This one's even worse. And that was me trying to pull it out. It was so stuck in there, almost welded in just from the exhaust heat. So, just wanted to show you that in case you are not sure if it's worth it. Like I said, $7-8 a piece. For $14 you can have 2 brand new seals between your exhaust pipe and your motor. And it's really worth it. I mean, the exhaust is one of the most important things on your bike. You need to have it well sealed, and you know, if you don't have that running the right way, your whole bike can be messed up eventually. So I highly recommend getting these. Alright, so now I'm going to soak my baffle wrap. I'm going to slide one side underneath the tire of the bike. Hopefully it's heavy enough to hold it down so I can use the other side to pull against it and get it nice and taut. I'm going to start from up here, work my way down, 1/4 inch overlaps, every so often using one of those metal zip ties to hold it in place until I get, I don't know if I want to leave that much because there's really no bluing on the end of it, so it's going to be weird to have that old school wrap and then a nice chrome piece sticking out. So I might find a way to go over this this little rack here and get it to maybe about there, like where that baffle nut is. So we'll see. Be back. Alright guys, so this is the front exhaust pipe. As you can see, I started right after the O2 sensor, just so I don't have to try and finagle my way around it and get it all crappy looking up there. I just started right after, pulled it as taut as I possibly could, and got this hose clamp over it. Then, with 1/4 inch overlays, I got down to, well, where you see right now, maybe halfway between the bends. Put one of these cables on it. Got that as tight as I could get it. Now I'm just going to cut off this piece here with a wire cutter, flatten it out, and then as I continue wrapping, I'm just going to go over this one time so no one can see it. And that's just going to make sure that it stays solid. This is pretty soaked, as you can see by all the metal from the tape coming onto my hands. This is pretty soaked, so I can just stretch it and get it on there really tightly. And then once I'm done, I'm going to do the other one, and then I'm just going to sit them out on here and allow them to dry, because I want them to dry completely before I coat them with that high temperature silicone. Just another quick note as I'm doing this, the first one's done. 15 feet of tape didn't go quite as far as I wanted to, but I don't know, it still looks nice, so I'll get it all done. I'll get it on the bike, and if it really bugs the shit out of me, I'll get some longer tape and redo it. But for now, I'm okay with it. See what happens. I'll probably have some extra left over because this one is so tiny. But One thing that you may want to do when you're doing this is, as you can see, this front piece here, it's not sealed, not burnt together. So what I'm going to do, and what I did for the last one, is just fold it under a little bit, like that, and then start, just to keep it all together so it doesn't fray and pieces don't come out and it looks a lot nicer. So just fold this edge, start wrapping it, secure it, and then when you get to the other edge you can fold that edge too. So it's nice. What's up, guys? It's Rich. I wrapped my pipes, as you can see, and here at the bottom of the longer pipe I got an extra couple hose clamps on it because like I said, the wrap was a little bit short for that one, and since the other pipe is shorter, I had a little extra, so I took it off and just redid that one part. From where I read online, you're only supposed to wrap it a certain amount. You don't want to insulate it too much, so we'll see how that works. I don't know. But I'll just put some bags over the exposed ends so I don't get any overspray on them, and have it out here in the cardboard in my front lawn, so I don't get any of the coating on anything I don't want to. So now I'm just going to hit it with the high temperature silicone coating, again DEI engineering, and it seals and protects up to 1500 degrees. Use it for engine blocks, exhaust pipes, gas grills, any hot surface. And I got the black finish. There's black and I believe there's silver or chrome or something along those lines. So I'm just going to hit it with that, turn it over, hit both sides, allow it to dry, and then I'm going to put my pipes back on. So we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so it's all done. I went back and did a second coat. Came out nice and black. I don't know, this looks good. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unwrap the plastic off the ends, obviously, clean up the metal on the pipes. I'm going to take those metal pieces I showed you a little bit ago, and I'm going to put them in here in the exhaust ports, the exhaust port gaskets, and I'm going to secure the exhaust pipes to the bracket first. That way I don't have to worry about holding them up while I'm trying to finagle my way into those corners, which is a pain in the butt to get these pipes back in. This is probably the hardest part, but it's not that bad. I'm going to use some Loctite to do it. The guy at the Harley shop told me Loctite actually dissipates with heat, and so if they want to get Loctite off of a bolt, they blast it with some heat. But I mean, I only speak from experience, and the one time I didn't put Loctite on my bike, I took a trip almost down to Mexico, and the bolts vibrated right off. I was running a front open header the whole way back to LA because it was a Sunday and the Harley shop was closed, and I just didn't really know my way around to find a Home Depot and get new bolts and blah, and start working on it. Every other time I've used Loctite, especially the last time trying to get these pipes off for this job, it was a bitch. So believe what you want, but the Loctite works for me. I'm going to get them back on, and then I'll be back. I just wanted to film it and show you that the stuff is smoking, and that's just the paint and whatever leftover moisture is inside the bike is drying off. As you can see, the smoke is white, which shows that it's just water vapor. If the smoke was brown or black, that would mean something's burning. But because it's just white, that shows it's just water. And there it is, man, it's done.